Oh, hello Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Queen of Swords to begin. Queen of Swords is about you getting a higher vantage point on something. It's kind of like there's something going on in your life and you need to get a really good objective view of it. It might be an emotional situation. It might be something that's very complex. It might be something that is kind of confusing. We've got to try to lift ourselves up from right in the middle of it, where it's hard to see the context, We've got to get this vantage point, this higher view of things, this bird's eye sort of view on what's going on so that you can put it into context, that you can see the scale of it, that maybe you can see how it started and what's going to come after it. Okay, I think you're right in the middle of this thing now. I don't know what it is. It might be involving an older female energy in your life. So maybe a relative, maybe a friend, maybe a coworker. We need some more context. Okay. Might be a Gemini person, actually. Maybe. Not to throw Gemini under the bus, but it could be. Well, let's see what's going on with this. Let's put it into some context with some more cards here. We've got there it is. There's the sunshine. We've got a Two of Cups. We got an 8 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is you doing the right thing, even though it might be difficult. Okay? Even though it might be difficult. Over here we have a Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the Hermit, and the Art or Temperance card. Interesting. A picture is sort of starting to formulate in me about this. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right there with Frankenduck, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it down in the comments. Let's do it together. Okay. Let's look around the room. Major Arcana, 1, 2, 3. It's been a trend all day today. Last cycle of readings, every sign was getting 4, 5, 6 major Arcana energies. Okay? Showing that there was a lot of spiritual work to be done. Now, in this new cycle, every sign, including you, are getting, 2 or 3 major Arcana energies. And you've got 1, 2, 3. Which tells me that from last cycle to today, you've made some progress, that things have really started to happen, that you've taken some of this energy in the readings and that you've tried to incorporate it and implement it and think about it and process it and all this stuff. And I think that's why you've got this really tall, high, vantage, this larger perspective on things. And it really is saying that by rising above all of the thoughts and feelings here, whatever the situation, by rising above the details, getting that higher perspective, you're going to gain clarity. This Sun card, you're going to be able to see everything, past, present, future. You're going to be able to see anything that may have been hidden in shadows. You've got the right light source now to see in those shadows, to get rid of all the shadows, right? Everything that was hidden from you is being revealed. but you have to pull yourself out of the feelings for a moment. Get that sort of third-person perspective a little bit, okay? So we've got our major arcana energies, and I think it's something that, the situation is something that's going to make you want to go hermit mode. Okay? This is the obstacle, the hermit. Yeah. And this is maybe a necessary phase of things. Okay? Before we, and you know, to lead us, I think, toward the realization that everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why this is taking place. Okay? I think your world is about to change in a big way. Okay, you're stuck between the Nine of Swords and this Two of Cups. There's a lot of love here, but it's kind of it's a toxic situation. Just because there's love doesn't mean that you need to put up with a Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is cruelty. The Nine of Swords is a relationship or an interaction with somebody that is venomous. It's toxic. It's poisoning in a way, right? Anyway, so we've got our major arcana. We've got fire and fire. We've got the water here, yeah. And we've got air to air to air, right? And then we've got our earth energy over here. So we talked about the Queen of Swords and the Sun card. By pulling yourself out of this situation, by putting some distance between you and the situation, you'll get a higher perspective. You'll be able to see the light. Everything will be into contact. You'll get clarity here, right? And what you'll see, I think, is that, yeah, there is a lot of love there. You and this person, this entity, this spirit, this job, maybe a friend, family member, coworker, you in the business, you in the industry, you in whatever it is, whatever the other party is. And I'm not going to try to figure that out. I don't want to point you in the wrong direction towards somebody that you know has nothing to do with this situation. But there's a lot of love here, and you know you already know the situation, right? So it's not like you have to try to figure out who I'm talking about. There is a connection between you and this person. There's a lot of love. There's no question about that. And I think at one point, the two of you were a very good match. I think that you complemented each other. I think that you brought out the very best qualities in each other. Something must have happened along the way. And things have been rough. Okay? Things have been unpleasant, to say the least. Nine of Swords up here. And that's what else you're seeing. Like, despite all the love that's here, and the mutual respect, the love and affection, the connection that's here, soulmates, twin flames, whatever this might be, it's been kind of painful. It's been rough. Okay? I don't want to use any more severe words than that, but I think you know the degree of severity here, and that's kind of what you're able to see this in context. Okay? And of course, the instinct right away is to say, if this is the reality, I don't care how much you love each other, you got to get out of there, right? You got to get out of there. The tarot's not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. All that we can do as tarot readers, in my opinion, my belief, is that we can show you what the energy is and what it may be trending toward if things stay the same. Of course, your awareness of this changes things. Your decisions and actions, your thoughts, words, and deeds changes the energy now. If I were to put these cards back together and deal them out again, they would be different. The energy would be the same in a lot of places, but I think there would be a lot of changes too, okay? So I'm showing you the situation as it is and sort of what the trend is. Of course, that can change, and it is changing in every moment, and I want to make sure you know that, okay? I think that the situation you're in sort of happened very quickly. It kind of seems like in the past you were kind of looking for a direction in life, perhaps. And I think that you encountered this person or this situation, and it seemed like it was a really, really good fit. Okay, and I think that there was not really a lot of doubt. There wasn't really a lot of hesitation in you. I feel like it was a very quick partnership that happened. Okay, whether this is a business thing, a friendship, a romantic thing, a soulmate, or a twin flame, or whatever it is. Okay, I feel like it happened quickly. It began very quickly. And I think that, now we're in the middle of the situation where it hurts and it's painful, and maybe there's some animosity, some fighting, some venom that's sort of going back and forth. There's still a lot of love there. There's no doubt about that. There's no question about that. But the question is, how much of this Nine of Swords do you tolerate or do you put up with before you Ten of Swords, before you end things, right? The Three of Wands in the future position is telling me that you are doing what you believe to be the right thing. And however you move forward in this situation, you're going to do what your what your soul is dictating to you as the right thing. You have a lot of integrity, okay? But I see this card really as being an analysis of your identity. It's kind of like we have to ask ourselves that question again. Who am I? Okay? And maybe, why are you here? Where are you going? Yeah. So the Three of Wands in the future position says that before you do anything, you gotta remember who you are and what your purpose is. You gotta tap into your true will, tap into your integrity, your virtue. And sort of, in true Libra fashion, weigh the options here. Weigh the significance of the love. Weigh the love on the one hand, and in the other hand, weigh the hate. Weigh the pain. Weigh the suffering, right? That Nine of Swords. What is more significant to you? What has more weight? What is more important to you? Is the Nine of Swords something that you're willing to work through for the sake of that Two of Cups? Or is it not enough Two of Cups there for me to put up with that Nine of Swords, right? And that's your decision, and that's what you have to search yourself to find the right answer. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Tarot's not going to tell you what to do. It's not a reading that says you have to leave your soulmate, or you have to leave your situation or break up with the person. No. What we do see, though, is that you have to reevaluate your future based on what you learn in this discovery. Sort of like we need the Star card again. We need to look within so that we can see without. We have to let the divine light, this clarity really, with the Sun card here, because maybe this is sort of saying that you need to put some distance between you and this other person so that you can assess who you are and what you want, where you're going, and you can see your life in the context of these two cards and where you've been and where you want to end up, and sort of try to get that perspective and put things into context to figure out what to do. You cannot make an intelligent, informed decision when you're right in the middle of the drama. Okay? There's something about a birthday celebration that sort of maybe was kind of, like the final straw or something, like something about a party or something that happened, right? We're gonna go to the path of the serpent now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free. It supports the channel. I appreciate it. Okay. Your general energy is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is the energy. This is that part of you that has the vision of the future. This is you looking out to the future to find out who you are, where you are, and what you're doing down the road. Who do you want to be a week, a month, a year, 10 years from now? Right? What does your life look like? Where do you want to end up? In other words, where do you see this going? On either hand, right? Best case scenario, worst case scenario, right? Figure that out. Figure out where you want to be. Without this at all, don't consider this situation one bit. In your life, where do you want to be in the future? whether it's a year or 5 or 10 or whatever. And then kind of start to ask yourself, if you see this person or this situation or this entity or whatever this is, if they are sort of in line with your Knight of Pentacles or not. You have to see if you still perceive this to be part of your path. Okay? And the 10 of wands, or excuse me, 10 of swords in the future position, sort of going in this diagonal way with the 3 of wands and 9 of swords, right? It kind of is me wondering now if the 9 of swords is going to progress and get worse until this is completely gone, done, right? As if this relationship is not getting better, let's say. All right. And sometimes the 3 of wands is us doing that difficult thing, making that difficult decision to end something. Well, what it's saying, though, is that the way things are going, and I think you will see that to be true, the way things are progressing now, if everything stays the same, it's going to result in the ending of this partnership. So something needs to change. Okay? Whether that's you and your path or your discernment, your choices, because you can't control other people. You can't wait for someone else to do this kind of spiritual work that you're doing and realize the errors that they've been making and to sort of do their own course correction. You can do those things. You can have the introspection. You can try to see the deeper significance of your situation now and try to understand what you're supposed to do in your thoughts, words, and deeds, right? 3 of wands. But you can't control anybody else, and you certainly can't wait around for somebody else. But you have to decide for yourself what holds more weight for you, the love or the hate. Okay. So the 10 of swords very often is a plan, is maybe our vision of the future, that we're realizing the vision that we held with our Knight of Pentacles maybe sort of crumbles, right? It's kind of as if the Knight of Pentacles is looking at this future and seeing it sort of crumble right before its eyes. Yes, it doesn't mean that is destined to happen, but it means if the energy continues the same way it's going, that's more than likely what will happen. So something needs to change. And I think that the distance, taking yourself out of the situation to get a better perspective, to get some clarity, to see things for what they are, is going to help you make the right choice, whether that is saying, yeah, let's end it, or if there's another way, if there's a different option. Okay. The Hermit card that we have in that's the position of the difficulty, right? And this in some ways is just telling you, take some time away, take some time to yourself. Again, put some distance between you and this person. And maybe this is really kind of saying that if you do end things, your instinct, your impulse is going to be to go hermit mode. That you're kind of going to withdraw. You're going to sequester yourself for a little while. And that's okay. Sometimes we need that. Because we have to be able to turn our attention inward and find out what was the purpose of this? If this was such a significant thing and it lasted, I don't know if it lasts, maybe it's been a couple years already. If it was just meant to be temporary, why? What was the point? And it's sometimes we look at that 9 of swords and we say, if I was suffering that much, what was I supposed to learn from that? What was I supposed to gain? It's kind of like the feeling if we end things now, then all that suffering would have been wasted, and it would have been for nothing. So the Hermit is that introspection, trying to find out what the meaning of all this really is. Okay. And so I think that you have to do a little bit of this introspection. Try to find that sunlight, that 3 of Wands, and put things into perspective. Find out, what is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be a temporary thing? Is this supposed to be a lesson learned and moved on from? Or is this something that you're meant to sort of work through and try to figure out and stick with it? And we know that this is a test because we've got this art or temperance card, and this is the pressure cooker, this is the furnace. There's a reason why you're here. But is this reason for you to learn a lesson and move on? Or is this to sort of, learn how to stick with something even when things get rough? Is this about you learning your own sense of self-worth and value? Maybe you deserve different than this, right? Is this what how much of this are you willing to tolerate? And I really don't like to see this, especially at the top of the path of the dove, because this feels like your experience of life right now. This is sort of what you are aware is like, it's front and center. This is what's on your mind. This is the big thing. The love is here. It's down there somewhere. It's still there, but this is what you are consciously experiencing in your waking life, I want to do an empowerment oracle card. The Yin Sanctuary. I am refreshed. The Yin Sanctuary offers a soft and peaceful space to rest. Like the moon over a calm sea, this divine energy restores my spirit and nourishes me. With stillness and quiet, I listen to my body and seek the rest that it needs. Kind of that hermit energy a little bit, right? It's kind of going in where we can sort of rest and heal and calm down, go into a safe place where we can get a little clarity and a little perspective. You need the Yin Sanctuary right now. That's the only thing that's going to help you figure this out. Okay? Because what you're looking at right now is it kind of feels like it's doomed. It's like there's only one way that this is going to end, and it's just going to be like a split, a breakup. It's going to be done. Going separate directions, right? But you need to meditate on that to find out if that really is the only solution. This situation, this relationship right now is very fragile. And so it needs the perspective. It needs to be given a little bit of time to get that perspective. Okay? We don't want to be careless. We don't want to make any sudden moves right now. That might be the wrong move. But you certainly don't want to just sit there and take all these 9 swords just constantly in your life either. So maybe some distance, that perspective, maybe literally some distance. Go stay somewhere else, right? Get the heck out of there for a while. I don't know if this is a living situation. If you do need some sort of resources or something, there are phone numbers to call. Please, activate your support system. Call your friends, your family, your loved ones, right? Make sure you're safe. Please. I don't think that it's anything quite like that, but this is a situation where there feels to be more bad days than good, right? So what do we do? I'm going to do an affirmation card. I'm going to do a language of flowers. Power. Take hold of what you know is yours. That's your power. 3 of Wands. Personal power. That's your identity. That's your sense of agency. That's your will, your true will, right? So the decision is yours. And it's not going to tell you what to do. And if you're coming to tarot looking for an answer like that, you're not going to find it. Okay? The answer has to come from within you. And we can show you where the energy is going. And I can tell you what I think and how I'm looking at the energy. And I think that this is going to be done. This is it. And I think you're going to sort of turn within to sort of process this disillusion. And you're going to understand what its purpose was and what its lesson was. And then your life's going to be different. Well, let's look at the mystery card and see. I'm not going to take a guess on this. If you have a prediction, go ahead and put it in the comments. But I don't want to try to guess or predict or anything for this one. Okay. Let's just see what we have. It is a Tower card. Life is going to be abruptly changing. Okay. And I think that you're aware that something needs to change right now. That this cannot continue another minute. Right? Whether it's a work thing, friends, family, something at school, if it's with a romantic partner, soulmate, twin flame, whatever. Things are not staying the same. So at least you're taking it upon yourself to stand up and say that, right? That things are gonna be different from this moment on. Okay? And change is always difficult. Okay, and this is a Tower moment. This is an abrupt change. This is something that's going to really, really change the world for you, right? In a major way. It's very disruptive, the Tower. Usually, all this disruption is going to be so something good can come from it. So something good can emerge, right? Maybe this is a breakup. Maybe this is a dissolution of this partnership. And it's going to cause a lot of disturbance. A lot of things are going to be upended and uprooted. But it's so better things can grow. Okay, so sometimes the 10 of Swords is what we need. We have to put an end to what is not meant for us anymore so we can make room for what is. Okay? But I think a decision needs to be made sooner rather than later. I think you need to put some distance between you and this situation so that you can get some perspective and make your own decision. Okay? But things are changing. From this moment on, things are going to be different. And it's up to you what exactly that means. All right? Now, we're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around, and I think you should. There's a link up top. There's one down below as well. New readings for Libra, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.